oh, so we're not telling a complete story. We just made this sequel in order to tease yet another sequel. Yeah, that's fun. That's great. That's exactly what fans of the first movie want to see. We love spending money on a movie that just teases another movie and does almost nothing else. That's wonderful. Yeah, this movie is not terrible, but it's not great. It's just really, really mid. Like, it's so underwhelming and incomplete. And it's unfortunate, because I was looking forward to this one. You guys may remember when they announced they were doing a live-action remake of Moana. I was like, what are you doing? Don't do that! Do a sequel! I would love to see a sequel. I would love to see, like, these characters' stories continue, because I love these characters. Maybe incorporate some more Polynesian mythology. And so then later when they said, hey, we actually are also gonna do a sequel, I was like, okay, maybe that'll be cool. And it's alright, but... man, I got all dressed up. Yeah, so... this movie's incredibly fine, but it does have a lot of problems. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers and then go into spoilers later, but there's certain stuff I just have to say. For one, the villain in this movie. It's actually a really cool idea for a villain. Like... it's a Polynesian god, not based on an actual one, though. I don't know why you wouldn't base it on an actual one, but yeah. It's a Polynesian god who, like, hates humanity and wants to do whatever he can to keep humanity apart and sabotage them. And I thought, oh, interesting, because Maui is a god who has always been wanting to help humanity and do things for them. So this god's kind of like an anti-Maui. This could lead to a really cool dynamic between these two gods, or between this god and Moana. Maybe we'll find out why he hates humanity. Maybe Moana will be able to, like, challenge his beliefs because maybe he'll have this belief, like, oh, humans, like, are useless to us because look at Maui, who got immediately abandoned at birth, and, like, he did all this stuff for humanity anyway, like, he's been wasting his time, and Maui could say something, yeah, but look, Moana helped me get back where I am now, like, see, humans are good, I thought there could be all this cool dynamic. You know what they do with the new god? Nothing! You never even see him! Until a mid-credits scene where they tease that he's gonna be in the next film. And it's like, what are you doing? There's also this bat goddess character who's, again, like, not based on an actual Polynesian god. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I had never heard of either of these characters' names, and when I got home I looked them up because I was like, alright, who are these characters? And I got nothing except Moana 2 announcements. So, look, if you're Polynesian and you know about these characters and you're saying right now that I'm an idiot, please educate me. I would love to learn more. But as far as I can tell, this Polynesian mythology movie didn't actually use Polynesian mythology, except for what was already used in the last movie. Like, we got Maui again, we got the Kakamora again, but, like, we don't have... these two new gods, as far as I can tell, are just original creations. Why would you do that? There are so many Polynesian gods and characters and legends to pull from, and you didn't actually do it, as far as I can tell. So yeah, there's also this bat goddess character, and she seemed really cool. I actually really liked her. And I was like, all right, more of this character. One scene and then does nothing. Like, she doesn't actually do anything. She sings a song, which is actually my favorite song in the film. I actually really liked it. And you know what else? It's the only song in the film I really liked. Everything else in the song was either just meh, or just, like, discount song from movie 1. So, yeah, she doesn't do anything, but then, yeah, she's in the mid-credits scene like, oh, I'm gonna be in the next one. Stop it! Tell a complete story! I didn't understand what the heck was going on, and then I got home and I looked up, like, what was the movie plan? Like, why were they doing it this way? You're gonna love this! This was supposed to be a show. This was supposed to be a Disney Plus series. But suddenly they decided, hey, no, let's not do that. let's take the first 3 episodes and turn them into a movie. And then it made sense. Then it made sense why this felt so underwhelming and incomplete, because it is incomplete! It's literally incomplete! And it's underwhelming because it wasn't supposed to be a film! I think this actually would have been cool as a series. Like, I would have rather seen it as a series. I think for Moana traveling to different islands and encountering different mythical creatures and trying to find lost peoples sounds like an amazing Disney Plus series. And you can actually pull from Polynesian myths. They still didn't do that, though, so I don't know how good of a series it would have been. But it's so infuriating, and also, Disney of all companies should know not to do things like that. Because some of you youngins might not know this, but about 20 years ago, they tried this stuff several times. There were a ton of direct-to-DVD remakes. Not remakes, I'm sorry. Direct-to-DVD sequels. Sorry, I'm so used to ranting about Disney remakes, but now I have to go back to ranting about stuff that was going on 20 years ago. There were a bunch of direct-to-DVD Disney sequels where they would just take things that were originally going to be TV show spin-offs and go, nah, let's turn it into a movie, and they'd take the first 3 episodes and turn it into a movie. They did this for the Tarzan sequel, Tarzan and Jane. They did this for the Cinderella sequel. They did this for the Beauty and the Beast sequel, Belle's Magical World. And, you know, just like the vast majority of Disney direct-to-DVD sequels, they were terrible. They were bad ideas, especially Belle's Magical World. I don't know if you've seen that. Don't. It's a waste of everybody's time. And so after all of those failing, you'd think they'd go, yeah, that was a dumb idea, and that's what everyone thought they had done, but it's freaking 2024, and we're doing it again. Freaking, I feel like Chandler from Friends. It's 20 years ago. My time machine works. Okay, it sounds like I'm really, really hating on this film, but again, the film itself is really mid. It's not like terrible garbage. I'm just amazed to see some technique that failed like 8 times 20 years ago being tried again in 2024. And also, I am just annoyed because I was actually excited for this film. I was like, there's so much you can do with it. Maybe they're learning their lesson. But not only are they not learning their lesson, they've suddenly brain rewound to stuff they should have learned decades ago. It's unbelievable. And I'm annoyed because when the premise started, again, like I said, I was excited for the villain. And when the Bat Lady was introduced, I liked her. I was excited. I was like, this could be really cool. But the movie's not. It's just really... There's not enough happens. There's no finality to it. Even if you want to make a series of Moana movies, have your Moana cinematic universe or whatever, cool, but at least have a conflict that happens in this film and makes this film feel complete. Like, you know, Marvel movies, the good ones at least, even though they were building towards Avengers, they still had satisfying, cool, self-contained stuff. Again, the good ones did. Like, there's a lot of repeating in this movie. Like, geez, for example, Moana's journey gets kicked off because she has a vision of her ancestors randomly. Again, Moana's grandmother comes to her in her ancestor form. Again, Moana goes to the top of the mountain and sings about her motivation. Again, Moana has a song that's basically just how far I'll go. Again, the characters go into this deep place to get something important, only to meet a character who's only going to appear once in the movie and sing a fun song. Again, there's basically a song that's just "You're Welcome" again. There's going through like a natural disaster caused by a deity that isn't actually in Polynesian mythology. Again, the Kakamora show up. Again. And you should know all that from the trailer. I don't know if that's deep spoilers or whatever, but I don't even care that much whether I'm spoiling because, like I said, it's just constant repeating and underwhelming things. And so Moana gets this new crew that comes with her on the boat, and they're not bad characters. They're perfectly fine. But that's the problem. They're just perfectly fine. I don't feel like we get much depth from them or stuff like that. She brings the pig with her this time, along with the chicken, and they're both completely pointless. The pig does nothing in the whole movie, might as well not be there. And the chicken at one point pecks a rope. That's its entire role in the movie. And the crew she brings along, they all have little roles. Look, again, they're perfectly fine characters. I think I would like them if I got to know each of them more. Again, make it a TV show, and then you'll have a bunch of episodes that you can dedicate to these characters and make us really like them. But you shoved them into a freaking forced theatrical release of something that should have been a show where you're not going to have as much time to dive into these characters. So because of that, we don't get much out of them. She brings a guy who's basically, a Polynesian mythology guy. Hey, he's a guy who knows all the stories and likes to draw his own little fanfics of them. It's cute. It's funny. But I thought when this guy was introduced, I thought, oh, this guy's gonna be fun. He's gonna be like the source of all the mythology exposition. Like when you pass mythical characters, he's gonna tell the audience who they are so that we can all learn. Nope, he doesn't do that. He translates a drawing once, and that's it. Other than that, he's just kind of a burden on the journey. There's a... Okay, so yeah, that's what I think of the movie. Overall, I'd give this movie either a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, I can't justify anything higher than that. It's just extremely mid and underwhelming, like I said, so that would either be a 5 or a 4, because a 5 is average and a 4 is below average, so it's somewhere in that range. I would not give this film an above average score. Animation seems good. I thought the animation was nice, designs are nice, performances are nice. It's not the fault of the people actually making the film, it's the fault of whoever's calling the damn shots, who decided to force this into the format it was forced into. I feel so bad for everyone who worked on this, because it seems like they did their best with what they were given, but what they were given wasn't much. So I'm gonna get into some sort of spoilers now, 3, 2, 1 spoilers. There's one of the Kakamora joins the crew. He shoots one creature with a dart 2 minutes after he joins the crew, and then he does nothing for the rest of the film. Again, maybe because this was supposed to be a TV show, and this guy could have been a fun little character joining the crew. Just like how the pig does nothing, but maybe he would have been fun in the TV show. And the chicken does nothing, but maybe he'd be fun in the TV show. And these crew members don't do enough, but maybe they'd be fun in the TV show. There's a scene where Maui is trapped inside a giant clam, and I'd be surprised if that's not some sort of reference to how he died in the myths, because in the myths, for those of you who don't know, Maui got trapped inside a goddess's vagina and crushed to death eventually. So, is that what is... I'm legit wondering if there's an intentional joke where he's trapped in a giant clam. You get what I'm saying? Though I don't have enough faith in this movie to believe that was the intention. But if it was, I called it first. Haha. At the end of the film, they act like Moana's dead, and no, she isn't. I don't think anyone believed for a second she was dead. And then something happens to her, and I have no idea what happened to her. So the ancestors all sing to her, which brings her back somehow. And then she suddenly magically gets tattoos all over her body, and Maui says, "Wow, you got an upgrade." And I'm like, cool! What happened? Is she a goddess now? Maui gets struck by lightning during the final battle and all his tattoos went away. I thought, oh my god, what does that mean? Have you lost your godhood, or what's happened? I still have no idea what happened. And it seems like nothing happened, because right afterwards his tattoos just magically come back. No consequence or anything. I'm guessing these tattoos Moana gets was supposed to be... It's supposed to be like her getting some kind of power, which is going to play in the sequel, or was supposed to play in the show. I don't know. Oh, the water has barely any role in this film. I don't mean literal water. I mean the water entity that helped Moana in the first film. When they get to the new territory, she tries to ask the water for help, and Maui just goes, "The water can't help you here." And I'm thinking, oh, cool, why? No explanation. We never find out. Nobody laughed in this film at all. Like, literally, I didn't hear anyone laughing at any of the jokes. People laughed more during Red 1 than they did during this film. I actually had more fun in that movie. For me, that was the better Dwayne Johnson movie of the past week. I can't believe I'm saying that. But wow, I had a lot more fun watching Red 1 than I did Moana 2. Did not think that would happen. I should actually do a video on Red 1. Jeez Louise. The funniest thing that happened during this entire film was at the end, when the credits rolled, one person in the theater started trying to start an applause. Like, I could hear one person clapping, and then slowly just stopping when he realized no one was going to join in. That was hilarious. So yeah, we never even see this storm god, but then during the mid-credits scene, there he is. And I'm sorry, his design is just kind of boring. Like, he literally just looks like a regular Hawaiian dude with his hair up. He's a god! Do something with it! Do some fun storm design or something. There's so much you can do with this character. He's not even from the myths. Do whatever the hell you want. Is this what you want? To do nothing? And then Tamatoa shows up during the mid-credits scene. And like, just has a not funny joke that, again, nobody laughed at, and that's it. I don't know if there was an after-credits scene. I sure as hell wasn't going to stay for it. You know, when the movie originally ended, I wasn't this angry. I just thought, well, that was kind of mid. But then when I found out all the stuff behind it and why they made these decisions, that's when I got angry. Because, again, you should have learned this lesson decades ago. Why are we back to the same old crap you idiots were doing that didn't work then? I did not expect this video to be so angry. I thought I was just going to be going, not that great. I guess I just got angry as I was talking about it. I'm sorry for the negativity of this video, but that's just the mood this film put me in. Which is sad, because I really like Moana, I really like Maui, and I was really interested to see more. But instead of more, I feel like I just got, like this is the first movie, like, going up and woo, and then this movie was just, that was it, just, like, straight line. I think little kids are going to have fun with it because it's literally just more Moana and Maui. It's not harmful to kids or anything. It's not offensive unless you know what the decision they made to make this. That I found a little offensive, but nothing in the movie is offensive. Like, there's nothing harmful to kids. You can totally show it to your kids. It's just pointless. I just don't see the point. Unless the third movie's freaking amazing and it's like, oh, now I need to see this movie for context, sure, but that's not a reason to watch a movie because of the potential of the next one. You watch it for how good it itself is. I guess we'll see when Moana 3 inevitably comes out, because this movie is making a ton of money, and I knew it would, and, you know, good for the people who created it, because, again, I think they worked really hard on it, but one thing I don't like about this movie succeeding is I feel like it's going to encourage more of this kind of practice. What, are we going to have Frozen 3 that's just a canceled TV show turned into a movie? Are we going to get Tangled 2 that's just a canceled... Actually, there's already been a Tangled TV show, a canceled second TV show turned into a... I wouldn't put anything past Disney at this point, because we thought the remakes were bad. Like, now we're back to doing a practice that failed all those years ago that's actually succeeding now, and that scares the hell out of me. Disney cannot get its shit together. But that's all I have to say. I don't know how to end videos.